What's up, peeps? Welcome to the show. It's Dr. Living Good. It is time to kick off the new year. Welcome in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let's go. Super pumped to be here today. Got a great teaching to start your year on the most important thing you can be addressing. And we're going to unofficially kick off our challenge to cleanse our livers. That's going down today on the show. Welcome in. What's up, peeps? It's Dr. Living Good. Happy New Year to you. 2025 is here. I hope you're pumped for it. Fresh start, clean slate. Let's go. I'm excited. It's always a great time of year to kickstart you changing your life, changing your health. I truly believe it can happen. I hope you can as well. Let's go. All right, pulling it up here. What's up, peeps? Welcome in. Hey, Tammy. Facebook, Karen, how's it going? Dominica. Angie from Maine, Donna from Virginia, welcome in. Welcome to the show. Let's go, Stacy says. Florida's in the house. Hey, Brandy. Linda from Oscoda, Michigan. Colorado's here. Maryland. New York. Alabama is in the house. Massachusetts. Hey, Ann. Welcome in, peeps. Over on Facebook. Hey there, YouTube. Whole bunch of you. Oh, I missed so many good mornings, but Kansas is here. Kentucky. Texas, what's up? East Tennessee, good morning from Chicago. I like how you guys are putting your own emphases on this little albums. Idaho, Nebraska is here. Peggy, nice bowl win. There you go. Syracuse, New Jersey, Oregon, Pennsylvania. Land of Florida, go live. Oh, go liver. Oh, that's... I didn't read the next part of it was split up there, Leanne. I got you. California, hey, nice and early. Oklahoma, North Kakalaki, hey, Tracy. Montana is in the house. Indiana's here. Georgia, Illinois. Got Pennsylvania ready. Wyoming, okay, nice. Just trying to name all 50 states here. Oh, good morning, Heather. Welcome in, everybody. Excited for kickstarting your 2025 with you. It's an honor to be in this seat. And what we have today, solid training, 7 foods that are ruining your liver and blocking weight loss. I'm going to break that down in just a moment. We are officially kicking off the cleanse challenge today. And when I say that, it just means I'm trying to get you going and doing a lot of stuff now, because we officially start on Monday. So you get 3 days ahead, but it's time to prep and go and get ready. And I hope you're in that mindset to really hit the ground running. We are cleansing out the hardest working organ in your body. If you have not joined that, don't know what I'm talking about, we start Monday. And we're going 28 days with thousands of people to cleanse the hardest working part of your body, and your health goes as your liver goes. And so we are cleansing that thing out. I'm going to show you after I do my teaching, exactly kind of step by step, if you need some help on where to start, where to begin, what you're looking for, where your guide is, what to eat. We've got the liver cleanse itself, putting in the nutrients to help flush that thing out and melt away the fat, at the same time improve skin, digestion, brain health, as you're going to see today, heart health, because the liver is involved in all of it. It's the most important detoxifier, and I would argue the hardest working organ in your body. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Excited for 2025. It's a fresh start. We're going to be diving into it. Also, we have the New Year's sale. It's the last day of it today. So getting resources that can help you along your way. Living Good Daily has those on discounts today. 10% off store-wide, 15% off a lot of the best sellers. And also you get that ongoing when you subscribe. So that's happening right now. That link is posted up. Coaches will post that one up, as well as if you haven't joined the Liver Cleanse Challenge, now's the time to do it. All right, I want to dive into this training. I want to kick that off with some rock solid food choices of foods that you should completely avoid come the new year here to make a massive difference on all aspects of your health, regardless of the condition that you're dealing with. I think those are so important to be nailing down. They're not the ones that you think. And so I want to jump into it in just a moment. And then we're going to really kind of I'm going to hold your hand here this morning, kind of step by step through. All right, here's how you can set up the cleanse challenge. Here's how you can start the challenge starting Monday. Here's where you need to go. Here's where things are, just to make sure that you're really good and set and ready. But I got a bunch of research right in front of me right now. We're going to go into like a mini masterclass on the 7 foods that ruin your liver and block weight loss. I'm going to go into kind of studio mode. We're going to create this mini training right now together, and I'll be back right afterwards. It's not going to take me that long to break down step by step how you can instantly execute and apply what I'm teaching today to get yourself going in 2025. So yes, if weight loss is the goal, I would pay attention to this one. So yes, good morning. Can't wait to start Crew 64 as an actual lifestyle member this time. Stacy, let's go. Yes, really looking forward to the challenge. Kimberly's pumped up. Let's dive into this training, and I'm gonna break this down for you, and then we're gonna lead right into action steps you can be taking to execute this. Thanks for coming in. Welcome to the show, peeps. All right, I'm gonna flip over. We're gonna dive in. Here we go. 7 foods that ruin your liver and block weight loss. We're gonna be talking today about the things that you're putting in your body that are sabotaging the hardest working organ in your body, why that matters so much when it comes to your overall health, especially your heart health, your digestive health, and it's just a major, major problem. If you have fatty liver, the chance of having blocked arteries is much higher, type 2 diabetes is much higher, and of course, lots of weight gain. It starts to block your body's ability to burn fat. So I'm about to reveal 7 ingredients that are in a lot of foods that destroy the liver. Now, lots of people are eating these. Lots of the food that you're eating have these ingredients in it, but you don't know about it. You're not aware of it. It can lead to blocking of the arteries, which increases the #1 disease killer of heart disease, let alone lots of weight gain, and including some of you that thought you were really healthy or told the foods that you were eating are healthy, are actually not. So we're gonna dive into those, and we're gonna look at the helpful foods that actually help you reverse fatty liver. And if you're a coffee drinker, make sure and stay to the end, because we have a surprising twist when it comes to coffee and how it impacts your liver. Up to 35% of the world has fatty liver, toxic buildup, chemicals, poisons, turning into fat stored in your liver. It's a silent killer because the liver is so resilient. You can lose up to 90% of the function, of your liver can be damaged up to 90% and still perform its function. It's incredible. It can regenerate itself. But that's a problem because we judge our health on how we feel, how we look, not how we function. That's the biggest mistake when it comes to health, because you can lose so much of the percentage of function and you don't have the symptoms yet, so you don't think you have a problem. So I want to wake you up to the fact that your liver is screaming out for help. It needs problems. Some of the warning signs that you have that going on is you're having any kind of skin issue, whether it's dried out, whether it's really oily, whether it's acne, whether it's itchy, whether it's rashy. Huge sign that the liver is really struggling, let alone discoloration. Digestive changes are huge as well. Going too much, going too little, pains. The liver is a huge part of digestion. Your arteries, there's calcification, there's heart disease risks, there's blood pressure risk, triglyceride risk, cholesterol risk. This all goes back to the liver. And in fact, the heart itself, one of the main drivers of longevity of the heart is the presence of the protein CRP, C-reactive protein, inside of your blood that can damage your heart. That's a predictor that your heart's gonna have problems down the road, proven by a lot of recent studies. The liver makes C-reactive protein in response to its toxicity, in response to its damage. So there's a direct correlation with the health of your liver and the health of your heart long term. Essentially, your liver detoxes poisons out of you. The liver turns poisons harmless. Think about that for a second. It turns alcohol, drugs, toxins, chemicals harmless. That's its job all day long. Not necessarily lots of positive change. It's just trying to take this thing that ended up in here, like, what is this? And it's got to turn it into something that doesn't kill us. That's the liver's job, and it is on the job all the time. The liver ends up getting fatty, bogged down, and really struggles for 2 simple reasons: sugars and toxins. Let's break them down. First, the 4 toxins, okay? Number 1 on our list of 7 foods that ruin your liver. The number one toxin, RCOs. RCOs. You've probably never heard of this, but I guarantee over the holidays you probably ate some. I guarantee that your kids are coming in contact with them this week. your husband consumed once or twice or a daily dose even of high amounts of RCOs. What are these? Repeatedly heated cooking oils, RCOs, repeated cooking oils, repeatedly heated cooking oils. Repeatedly heated cooking oils are the ones in the basket where I used to work in a restaurant and I was in charge of the fry basket, and I would have to make, and we would do fries, we would do, breaded cauliflower, we would do breaded mushrooms, and I had to make the batter from scratch. It was tasty, by the way, not good for you. And then make sure I filled the vat up of the peanut oil or whatever oil we were using to fry in. And then I would take those and I would put them into the fryer and we'd fry. The basket would come up and you have to shake it in the middle and then you get it one more time and now you'd have it ready to serve. And then you would leave that oil in there most of the time for at least the entire shift or a couple of days. And then we would reheat it again, reuse the oil. So not only is fried food bad, but this is the reason that this is so toxic, because it generates a compound called PAH. And I know I'm using a lot of abbreviations today, but that one I was sparing you of for being a biochemistry minor. It's polycyclical aromatic hydrocarbons, PAH. So the PAH comes out of the cooking oil when you're dipping your fries, your tater tots, your breaded cauliflower, breaded mushrooms, cheese curds, whatever you're frying up, right? And they have been shown, PAHs that come out of those have been repeatedly shown as being carcinogenic. Multiple studies have shown that repeatedly using cooking oil can be dangerous to your health. And when you say multiple, Dr. Livingood has pulled a lot of these. Omega-6 vegetable oils as a driver of coronary heart disease. There was a 2.5-fold increase in linoleic acid increase in the 1950s to 2008. Our increase of using fast food style cooking, French fries and chicken fingers and fried chicken. We are frying everything. The increase exploded from the 60s to the 2010s, and it's continued to accelerate. These oils that are used in cooking stay in your body for a half-life of 2 years. These unsaturated fats get into your cells, bind into your cells, and now your cell walls are made of these unstable, heated, cooled, heated, cooled, heated, cooled, heated, cooled, heated, cooled, build up of a lot of carcinogens and toxic compounds from RCOs, repeatedly cooked oils that build up into the system, and is an explosion of it. Now, how does this tie into the liver? It directly creates liver damage. These reheated oils, they filter and detoxify, the body is supposed to, the substances of it. And so the liver is constantly having to deal with these repeatedly heated oils. And this can actually lead directly to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and other liver diseases. So there is an absolute direct correlation in the fast food boom. And let's say you're going to a sit-down restaurant, anything fried that ends up in your plate, chicken, fries, tater tots, all the things, direct correlation with fat building up in your liver. It is one of the number one destroyers of it. It is also one of the number one destroyers of your heart. Animal studies have shown that repeatedly heated oils, RCOs, can increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. It's due because the oils increase cholesterol levels, blood pressure, and inflammation. When you introduce an oil that stays in your body for 2 years because it's been repeatedly heated, it's so rancid and has so many carcinogens built up into it, and that's what your cell membranes end up having to be made out of. You are ending up with inflammation, raised cholesterol levels, because your body keeps trying to send new cholesterol to repair those cells, and so it's creating more and more of it. And blood pressure goes up because there's an increase of congestion inside of the body. Brain damage. Studies have shown that reused cooking oils can cause damage to your brain and memory impairment. How many of us would like to improve our memory, our sharpness, our ability to change topics and multitask and focus? The worst food you could put in is a fried fast food to get more focused. It's because the oils can disrupt the blood-brain barrier, allowing harmful substances to enter the brain that should not have entered the brain, which ultimately leads to neurological conditions and disorders. Reused cooking oils can increase the risk of these disorders, and it's because the oils can affect the communication network of the brain, specifically as the brain talks to the organs, the liver, the gut, the brain, which plays a crucial role in regulating physiological functions, now can't communicate to create those functions inside of the body. Is it possible that the disease, the condition, the diagnosis that you're sitting there with today is created because of a reused cooking oil and the amount of it that you're putting into your body from a bag coming through a window multiple times a week? So what do we do instead? Go for grilling if you're going out to eat. Go for steaming if you're going out to eat or at home. Go for baking instead on something on the menu. Stay the heck away from anything fried, because you and I both know they have not recently changed that oil, and they are not changing it in between each thing that they are making. And so that is being dipped and dipped and dipped again. And the more it's used, even the fumes of it are making toxicity. Leads us to number 2 on the list, foods that ruin your liver and are blocking your weight loss, and those are vegetable fats in general. Now, vegetables themselves don't have lots of fat, but man has figured out a way to take these vegetables and turn them in to oil. And they're some of the worst. Topping the list, trans fats. Now, these are forms of margarine shortening. There's an explosion of these. They're artificially made with a process called hydrogenation. There's also bleaching that usually happens. There's deodorizing. There's coloration that has to happen to make it look like something that you and I would actually want to eat. Animals won't eat this, but for some reason we've adopted it into our food supply, and it is a nightmare for the body to break down. And guess what the organ is that has to help break that down? The liver. It's got to deal with anything that's poison coming into our body to make it not harmless, remember? So these are some of the worst poisons at the top of the list. So these vegetable fats, okay, I'm not saying don't eat vegetables. I'm saying when we try to turn them into oils, that's one of the worst. Now, there's a huge food shift, as I explained a little bit earlier, that happened when we started to see that research, these linoleic acids. I'll go back to the study. In 1960, the last 50, 60, 70 years, there's a huge amount of linoleic acid. Vegetable oils are full of linoleic acid. They stay in the body for 2 years, right? That's what we touched on. And there's an explosion of linoleic acid that is now a source of unsaturated fats that the body has got to use to make those membranes. This is directly leading to inflammation. Now, versus saturated healthy fats, okay? Versus saturated healthy fats, which the body is used to making it out of. When you look at breast milk and what our babies' bodies are being built out of, there's lots of saturated fats to create really strong bonds in our cells, and that allow ins and outs, whether it's the blood-brain barrier or the cells themselves, of getting toxins out, getting nutrients into the cell. Now, with this and the vegetable oils that build up in the body, there's a process that ends up happening in the system called AGE. Another abbreviation for you today. This one's very important. Your age. Your age of your organs, your age of your body, it's actually called advanced glycation end products, are produced by linoleic acid. They are molecules that are formed when sugars react with proteins or fats in the body, and they create harmful compounds that accumulate with age. And they're linked to various chronic diseases: diabetes, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease. So these AGEs are when the linoleic acid, the vegetable oil, canola, soybean, vegetable, cottonseed, when these end up in your system, they attach to a fat or to a protein, to a sugar or to a protein, and they create an AGE. This is another molecule that the liver now has to deal with. And they're often associated with the process of aging. Interesting that the acronym of it is AGE. So these are the things that age your liver and age your skin and age your body much faster by putting the wrong type of vegetable oil in the body. They can be found in high levels of certain foods like processed meats, fried foods, packaged goods, this stuff inside of the store. So That's where we show the breakdown of linoleic acid in the body and how it begins to build up and age your system. And the main organ that has to deal with all that is your liver. So what do we do instead? Go towards a saturated fat. Here's a study on virgin coconut oil actually reversing hepatic stenosis, buildup inside of the liver, damage inside of the liver. Now, they did this study in animal studies and found that just giving them extra doses of healthy fats actually starts to take you the opposite direction than what linoleic acid and the wrong oils, or cooking in the wrong oils, especially multiple times reusing it, what that does to the liver. Olive, avocado, butter, ghee, solid bonds, stable. You want stable fats. Let's go to number 3. So our first 2 toxins in the bag, a lot to do with oils, reheating those oils, cooking with the wrong oils. Number 3, aflatoxin. Oh, it looked like Aflac. Aflatoxin. I felt like the duck there for a second. Aflatoxin, it's a fungus. It's a fungal toxin to the body, and it is primarily found in corn. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm from Iowa. I have family members and friends that make their living off of this. I just feel like we overeat it. And the problem with it is that it's highly genetically modified, the number 2 most genetically modified food on this planet, and it contains a lot of aflatoxin. Peanuts contain this as well. Interesting, because a lot of known peanut allergies exist, but are a lot of people actually getting toxic and having an allergic response to too much corn consumption, yet don't really know and haven't identified it yet? Because corn oftentimes is hidden, right? It's ground down into certain types of flours that are used to make, starches and things that end up in our food as stabilizers or thickeners. It's ended up in high fructose corn syrup is probably the worst culprit. That is one of the worst foods, as you'll find out in a minute, to put into your liver. And so this builds up in the body and creates an kind of an anaphylactic type response, a toxicity response. And guess who's got to deal with the toxins inside of the body? You're right, it's the liver. So low amounts of aflatoxins, of foods that contain high fructose corn syrup in general, anything corn related, over time create liver damage. Now, I've got a study on this one. I wanted to show it to you, actually breaking down the aflatoxins inside the body. So here it is. It's a potential fungal toxin. You can read all about this. This is Science Direct. This is rock solid research. It's a carcinogen that contaminates a large portion of the world's food supply. These are the 2 types, if you want to know the actual names of the toxins that usually end up in there. Animal studies show that there's increase in pregnancy loss. There's direct toxicity. There's indirect toxicity. There's chronic exposure to this in our kids leads to malnutrition, immune compromisation, issues with weight, abdominal masses, anorexia, vomiting, bleeding, psychosis. So this buildup of this amount, slow amounts over time, if we're constantly putting in the breading on your chicken, the soda that you put into your body, the corn syrup that was in that candy, it's just constantly going in, and there's traces of this aflatoxin. And one of the major causes of liver cirrhosis and cancers inside the liver, because who's got to deal with the toxins? Your liver does. Your liver does. So what do we do about this? If you're going a peanut route, use a Valencia peanut or organic peanut. You're going to significantly reduce that. If you are going to have a corn-based product, it's not that I never have sweet corn like during the holiday, but go for non-GMO, ideally organic, and then be aware of products that you're buying that have corn-based ingredients in there. Really got to start to get more savvy on that. Number 4, MSG, monosodium glutamate, found extensively in packaged foods, and you can just equate this to the crumbs at the bottom of your chip bag. You know what I'm talking about? Those. The grill seasoning. Ooh, that's a good one. I really like that seasoning. Almost every one of them, if it's an all-purpose seasoning, has monosodium glutamate in it. Go check it after this video. Chinese food is traditionally known for this. It's where you just eat and eat and eat and eat, and you feel like you're hardly getting full. It drives that kind of behavior. Dairy products now ending up with MSG in them. It's a neurotoxin. Your liver directly has to try to take this on. It puts up quite a fight. It takes a lot to break it down, get it out of the system. This generally leads to fluid retention. This means after you have a very processed meal, maybe it's Chinese food, maybe it was heavy seasoned food, you tend to hold on to more fluid. So if you are retaining fluid, the best would be to cut out those powdery seasonings, chip bags, Chinese foods that are building up MSG in your body. The liver is backing up fluid into the system, and that creates a lot of oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is increased when you eat MSG. It damages the lipids of your body, that's the cholesterol of your body, proteins of your body, DNA inside of your body, and it can lead to cell death through apoptosis. MSG can excite a cell, even your brain cells, to death. So if there is focus issues, if there's energy issues and brain fog issues, MSG in your packaged foods you'd want to get rid of because your liver is trying to fight that. And it's directly disrupting liver metabolism, which impairs the integrity of your cells. And it can cause defects in the membranes of your cells permanently if you continue to wallop it. So we've got to get MSG out to help the liver to cleanse our system. Those are the top 4 toxins. The other simple category that we said destroys the liver are sugars. Let's go through those 3. So we've gone through the top 4. Number 5. Okay, number 5. 2 main sugar culprits. Number 1, fructose, especially in the form of high fructose corn syrup, because this hits the liver, it spikes blood sugar levels, and it accelerates the creation of fat in the liver. Now, fruits do have a higher fructose content. So while you detox your liver, you reach for lower fructose content, lower glycemic content fruits, such as berries, Granny Smith apples, grapefruits, lemons, limes. The liver loves lemons and limes. In fact, just drinking lemon juice is one of the best ways to help the liver out. More on that in a moment, or you can check out one of my most popular videos on drinking lemon juice. Now, agave nectar, huge fructose content. So I rarely, if ever, have agave nectar. We don't have it in the Living Good household. I know it was kind of had its heyday in the last 5 to 10 years, but it's very genetically modified and it's loaded with fructose. And for that reason, to help out my liver, I'm out. So the liver has to metabolize the fructose. It's very hard on it. It makes it fatty. It increases atherosclerosis, increases the buildup inside of the arteries, which can lead to more calcification or potential blockage or decreased blood flow. If you're gonna have fructose, have it the way God made it, with a lot of fiber. So when you do have fruit, right, this is why eating the entire apple makes a big difference, because you take a big fructose dose, but you also take a big fiber dose, which overall leaves you in a much better net position. So have the fiber with it if you're gonna have it. Whereas an agave, we strip all that out and it's just a liquid, just like pure fructose. Make sure it's non-GMO, which is very hard to find with something like agave, but try to go that way with your fruits as well. Number 6 on the list for ruining the liver and blocking your weight loss are refined carbs. When we refine a carbohydrate, we remove the fiber from the outside and just leave glucose. Another, if done in too much, enemy of the liver. Glucose is highly absorbed by itself without the fiber. So it quickly raises your blood sugar. And quickly raising your blood sugar multiple times a day over time causes fat in the liver. It creates oxidation because the liver has to try to burn up all that fuel. And glucose by itself burns more like diesel fuel. It leaves a lot of soot behind, as opposed to more of like a jet fuel or a propane, where it's much more clean. Now that oxidation damages the arteries and is the leading cause of cholesterol issues. Remember, it's not cholesterol that's the problem, it's the oxidation of cholesterol. It's not your arteries having toxins in them. It's when they get oxidized that becomes the problem. So we can still have carbs, but we want to focus on carbs from vegetables. Your liver loves cruciferous vegetables. Think Brussels, broccoli, cauliflower. This is some of my favorite. They're very high in sulfur compounds, methylsulfonomethane, which is like a jump start to the batteries of your cells to open them up. Like if they had a dead battery, like a car, it could jumpstart it so you could get into it, you could get it started, you can get it moving. It gets the toxins moving out of the cells. Turmeric is another great option for a vegetable, for adding in just from antioxidants. Had to throw it in there because it's one of my favorite. Garlic would be another great one. Those who consumed garlic showed in studies over several months reduced liver fat. And if we're going to have carbohydrates, maybe go more of the bean route. It's got a lot more fiber in it. We want the whole grain, or we want the seed-based carbohydrates, but the refined ones ruin your liver and block your weight loss. Number 7. Number 7 combines what we've just covered. Toxins, 4 of those. Sugars, 2 main forms of those, fructose and glucose. Number 7 is both. Alcohol. The liver gets fatty for those 2 reasons, sugar and toxins. Alcohol's a double whammy. It's toxic because the body has to break down the alcohol, get it into a form in your system that can actually be removed. And it takes a lot of enzymes and vitamins in that breakdown process. And the metabolite that it gets broken into is toxic to the body. Well, the liver protects you from toxins and from harm, and turns very harmful things into harmless. But it takes a lot of energy to do that, and over time it builds up fat and takes on a lot of soot and leftovers in the liver to perform that process. Plus, alcohol is high in sugar. So you're increasing the blood sugar levels, which is what alcohol does. You're dehydrating. It's a diuretic that's pushing water out of the system, which is concentrating the sugars more. It's concentrating the toxins more, and your body's got to try to get rid of the leftovers. So it's a more obvious one. It only makes up about 2 to 3% of fatty liver diseases in the entire world, though. The rest of the 98% is from the other 6 problems. So a lot of times we flip this chart when it comes to what we need to cut out first, but those fats are the number 1. Then there's the toxins, aflatoxins and MSG. Then we've got the 2 types of sugar, and then you do need to remove alcohol and take a break from it, or significantly reduce it, or give your body days where you don't have any of it in the system. Now, if you want to put in drinks that help to remove some of the toxins and to help your body out with the sugar levels, try that lemon water. Try the lemon water, okay? And for those of you that are coffee drinkers, here's some good news. The impact in the body, especially to the liver, of increased coffee consumption actually helps to reduce fibrosis and damage to the liver itself. 2 cups or more a day over a 6-month period of time showed significant decrease in the damage going on in the liver in patients that implemented it. Now, we don't want the liver fighting toxins, so be sure that your coffee is organic and low acid. You can check out mine below if you need a good one that is low acid, which means it is much more alkaline, full of nutrients. That means it's full of its antioxidants, and it doesn't contain a bunch of chemicals, oftentimes that show up in the processing of non-organic coffee. But the liver and the fat in the liver loves it. It can help to remove those toxins from the system. So add some lemon water, add some coffee, skip the booze. And how about you give your liver a break? Take the challenge, the liver challenge that we created, and rejuvenate the hardest working organ in your body. Following a simple liver food plan that knocks out the 7 foods that we talked about in this video. Focuses on putting in drinks that actually help your liver thrive and gives you the supporting nutrients so that your liver can work and convert and deal with all the toxicity and all the damage that it has to deal with on a daily basis. I think your liver needs a break. So consider that below. There's information on it. There's a link for it. And if you want to know more foods specifically more drinks. If you want to know more drinks that remove fat from your liver and accelerate fat loss, check out that next video below as well. There it is, peeps. Breaking down the importance of the foods that go in your body and what it does to the liver. I'm going to jump in a moment here to clarify anything as you're recording this with me live to, that's the advantage of you get when I do these teachings. These things live on and help tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people. And you get to be here right here when we first record it. So I love doing that with you. And I'll break some of that down, but I want to give you the action steps. If you're ready to do something about your liver, here's the link. It's right there for you. The coaches will post this one up. This is the liver and gallbladder cleanse. Now, when you get the cleanse, which you'll take 4 capsules a day, included with it, you will get access to our private challenge group. It's our Crew 64 Living Good Daily Challenge group. You will get the daily workbook, which gives you exactly what to eat. You'll be able to journal in here, keep track of your goals, how you're feeling, what's changing, what's working, what's not working, how you're getting better the next day. So that's all in your workbook. It breaks down exactly what to do each day. There's teachings from me each day to continue to walk you in depth through the oils, through the refined carbs, through the movement, through the stress on your system, through losing the pounds, keeping you motivated. We will give you a workout each day. It's a 10-minute workout. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You'll get in the shape of your life. You'll have an entire community of thousands of people doing this exact same thing with you. And you'll also get early bird discounts when I host our first ever liver cleanse masterclass. So this liver masterclass and this cleanse masterclass is going to walk you through how not only to take care of your liver, but then also dabble into what about candida and your kidneys and heavy metals and parasites and all these microbes that also sabotage weight loss and lead to a lot of unhealthiness. So we're going to break down an entire masterclass. You're going to get access to that whole masterclass in the middle of this challenge. That comes in a couple of weeks. So when you get the liver cleanse, you get all of those bonuses and the masterclass and the early bird discount to the cleanse challenge event and sale happening in the middle of January, all included. It's $37 for the challenge normally for anyone joining it. You get that included when you get your 1, 3, or 6. Now, I will be doing 12 weeks of detoxing. So that's the 6-pack. Okay? That's what I'm doing myself. Oh, there we go. Okay? You could do 3 of those and do more of like a 6-week of cleansing, or just 1 bottle is going to give you 2 weeks of the cleansing support. Just making the lifestyle changes. Super important for you lifestyle members. But I'm challenging you to add this piece in and fully execute your challenge because your liver will love it. Your liver will love it. So that's what we're kicking off the year with. And when I say kicking off the year, like it's the first couple of months for me because I'm not just going to go a couple of weeks. So that breakdown, that link is right here. Grab that. Share it with a friend or a family member. They can join with you by simply grabbing the liver and gallbladder cleanse. If you don't have a gallbladder, this is even more important for you. Even more important. It's going to give you the bile salts, the ox bile, the digestive enzymes to finally break your food down because you don't have enough bile stored up in your gallbladder stored up to break down those fats. So it's extremely important. In fact, most of our followers that don't have a gallbladder take this as a supporter, 2 capsules a day, ongoing, because it really makes a huge difference on indigestion or digestive breakdown of fats. Milk thistle, berberine, lemon, these are all in here. Some of my favorites to detoxify. The building blocks of glutathione, your number 1 antioxidant, okay? Now, so you have that special link, which will get you into the challenge after you purchase the liver and gallbladder cleanse. So on the very next page, it will give you an option to add in if you want any of the, like I'm doing the 6-pack, okay? If you want to add in the parasite or the colon or the kidney and urinary tract cleanse, you can add that to it, okay? It'll ask you a couple other options if you want to add to. And then it will give you an option after you check out to take advantage of the store-wide discounts. For those of you that need to grab some of the resources, we have the end of year site-wide sale, 10% off, and up to 20% off of bestsellers. Okay, so some of these bestsellers. That link is right there for you if you need to stock up. That's happening today. It's the final day for it. So grab some of your favorites. Let's start the new year on some healthy habits. Healthy habits compound over time. That's what's key. Now, last piece, and I'm jumping into the questions. As soon as you purchase the Liver Cleanse, okay, you get the one that you need to fill this out. You go through to where you want to add any of the extras. On the final thank you page, you'll get a link to go to your quick start page. Now that quick start page is going to give you direct access to the private group and to get your workbook. Now, if you're a lifestyle member, you can find that anytime by logging into your members area, going to the challenge, and you'll find the link to the next challenge. Now, that's going to take you to this group. Let me pull this up for you here. I'm going to show you this really quick to point out a couple of key things that you need to pay attention to in the group. And I hope you can see this in kind of a view that would be similar to yours. All right, here, excuse me, here it is. Okay, there we go. So, official kickoff date is Monday. The live challenge kickoff, we're doing that right now. And the reason I call it that is because I want you to get you in motion. It's time to plan your meals. It's time to dig into things. Now, very key area is your guides. Now, if this gets really small, this might go into a hamburger menu, which is the 3 lines, so that you might not see this at the top if you're on your mobile. Okay, just keep that in mind. But find your guides tab, and in the guides tab, there's a start here section. So this is how you get your quick start. This is where you get your workbook. There's some videos from me that could pertain very important quick start messaging. Like there's your guides. There's your workbook. This is crucial, crucial, crucial. This is a 120 plus page journal guide showing you what to eat, what to do. So you want to make sure that you go through these guide sections, okay? Now, if you want to bring someone along with you, there's a link to be able to do that. Or you can just pass them the cleanse challenge, the liver cleanse link. Introducing yourself, how to use the group. So many questions are asked of how do I find this? Can't find this. Where's that? You skipped the guide section, okay? If you want to do a little bit of learning this weekend and jumpstart things, you've got my entire accelerator. This is a master class of how to completely change your life and what saved my dad's life. That's a massive resource right there. That's a $197 course. There's grocery store tours where I'm literally in places like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods guiding you and showing you exactly how to shop and what I'm looking for. There's a shopping list to make it easy. Here's the list. Just go to the store, buy it. That's your full first week of foods. You can try a 10-minute workout this weekend. You can start today. There's the 10-minute workout tryouts. Now, the official ones are going to be posted on Monday. And if you want to know what the products are that we use in our house, toothpaste or laundry detergent, whatever it is, there's your Amazon Market link. Someone listening right now is going to ask, where's the Amazon link? How do I get to the workouts? Where's that? It's all in the guide section. Now, each week, and we start on Monday, your day 1 teaching and workout will go here. And then day 2, and then day 3, and then day 4. And you'll work our way through the weeks. In the first week, we're focusing on getting those fats out, those toxic ones, and refined carbohydrates, getting those sugars down. Very important steps. The 5 C's in nutrition I'm going to teach you. You can watch the trainings at any time. You can watch the teachings at any time. You can do the workout at any time. There is no live that you have to attend. If you have questions directly for me, I will be with you every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard to ask those questions, or you can put #coach in your group and make a post that asks your question with #coach, and our certified coaches will answer your questions and give you resources, vetted answers straight from the doc.